So far this week, we've talked about the importance of alignment in a shot, getting yourself in the correct position in a straight line to play the shot. But at some stage, you've got to actually deliver the cue, and that's where the problems start. But never fear, there's help at hand. Have a look at that. A bendy cue. It's got a spring in the middle. All of a sudden, it's pretty solid, but put any undue force on the cue in any direction, and the cue breaks. It's a training cue. So, got a straight shot here. I'm going to play a couple of shots. A nice soft one to start with. Any undue pressure with the grip or with the bridge or the chin or any part will cause the cue to break. But a nice soft shot, probably I can get the cue to act as a normal cue. Yeah, that was quite easy. Let's play a powerful screw back and see what happens. It's a nightmare. We'll play a screw back. I actually missed it. I thought that was that bad. One more go. That was amazing. I did give it a big one. Wow, didn't even screw back. So what's actually happening here is any undue force is causing a problem for the player. If he pulls the cue back and puts any force on with his grip, the cue bends. If he's a player that plays with his cue on the chest, and as he goes through, he's using his chest as a guide, but his cue is actually not going through straight, but his chest is helping. Even so, that could bend. Either way, you're not too sure. If you put your chin on the cue too much and force down, some players, as you pull the cue back, there it goes bending. And as it goes through, perhaps the force is not through the shot. So if you can actually play the shot successfully without bending this cue as you play the shot, then you effectively let the cue do the work. The cue will train you. It's quite amazing, quite effective as well. I hope that's given you an insight into the game of snooker and the problems that snooker players face. And if you're prepared to work hard and practice on some of the things I've talked about, perhaps one day I'll see you at the Crucible. Well, here we are at the Crucible in the cue zone, and I've brought the cue with me, the nightmare cue. It bends in any direction, and to prove it's the same one, here we go, it's all over the place. I've got a few victims here. Firstly, Trevor. Highest break, Trevor?
77.
77?
77.
Off you go. You've got to pot that red and screw the white ball back past for the blue spot, or even further.
I'll do my best.
Make sure you pot the ball, but give it a big screw back. Well, it wasn't too bad a hit, but how did that feel as a sort of solid cue?
A little bit springy.
Bit springy.
Bit springy, yeah, but it's okay.
Okay.
Not bad.
Next player, Paul Rinaldi, world snooker coach. Paul, highest break?
I'm sad to say 147 before I do this.
Okay, you should be able to screw this back. You should be able to power screw back. I've seen you play power screw back. Give it your best.
Here we go.
Big one. The big one. Wow. That was top spin. Top spin. What happened?
I had no idea what I'm doing.
You've had a bit of practice with this. What do you think?
I'm amazed by it. I'm absolutely dumbfounded.
Okay, well, the next, I don't suppose it'll be any better. Here we go. Name?
Clayton Humphreys.
Clayton Humphreys, highest break?
147.
147?
Yeah.
How old?
16.
16, how long have you been playing?
3 years.
This sounds dangerous. Okay. Get in there. Well, some screw back. Okay, we missed the pot. Let's just put that back again. Solid hit on the ball. Couple of goes. Wow, past the blue spot. How long does it take you to do that?
About a year. I've been playing with it so far.
Okay, well, just going to bring in now Neil Johnson. Neil, come forward. You're the inventor of this cue. It's a fascinating product. How did you get the idea?
Well, it was just with working with so many players for such a long time as a coach, and I was just looking for something that was going to improve them a lot quicker and refine their action, hopefully, like never before. Yeah.
Is it the case that the player's it has too strong a grip? What are the reasons why players are not doing this properly?
Yeah, it's not just a case of holding the cue lighter, and that's the secret to being able to use this cue. You've got to be as connected to it as possible without interfering with the cue, and that's the secret. And that'll keep the energy in the cue, and it'll purify the player's action, and it's also ensuring the player and the cue are working together as one unit instead of fighting with each other.
This is not just a gimmick, it's a possible training aid for the future, for the new generations of players.
Certainly, certainly. Absolutely, it's the most, to my knowledge, it's the most difficult and revealing training device that I've ever seen. But I would say that, wouldn't I?
Well, what do you think of Clayton?
Clayton's fantastic. I mean, he couldn't use the cue at first, but he's persevered, and he knocks centuries in for fun now. But it's the way he goes about things that's very interesting as well. Very smooth operator.
Well, good luck with the cue, and good luck, Clayton, in the future. I know you're already a junior champion, and it looks like we'll be seeing it at the Crucible at some stage. That's the week of training aids. I think there's been some very interesting insights, a lot of discussion points, and hopefully the future of snooker and coaching will be developed around some very, very clever training aids like that.
Let the cue do the work, eh, Stevie? I'm not quite sure. I can't say go with the old bendy cue, but Clayton seems to know what he's doing anyway. Maybe we'll be seeing him at the Crucible in a few years' time, eh?